I've started recording.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Union Fitness Podcast. This is your host, Todd Hammer, from the Union Fitness couch, because I have been thrown onto the couch over here as CJ is the man in the hot seat today. Charles Edward Jasper in the hot seat, or as I like to call Mr. Jurassic Park Tattoo,
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum fanning, hanging out with Pittsburgh Dad, hanging out with Bill Peduto in a random bar in Bloomfield at 2 in the morning, driving to the Badlands in 4 hours from Pittsburgh. Today's episode's about my man Charles Edward Jasper, if you haven't gathered yet.
These are all true facts.
And also, let me give a shout
How
out.
did you drive to the Badlands in 4 hours?
Fast.
Really fast.
Also, knee tattoo, Josh Elsass at the producer table today. What's up,
He is
brother?
at eye level with my crotch today, and it's making me uncomfortable.
No longer curly mustache, always
No.
knee tattoo.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't celebrate my man Charles enough, and I said, we're doing a Charles Edward Jasper special. It's going to be short because there's not that much to talk about.
No.
Not that
Wow.
important.
But we can talk about Bill Peduto's story real quick.
We do have, tell us the story about how you ended up in Bloomfield at a bar with the soon-to-be former mayor of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Cappy's
Cappies.
in Shady Side, actually.
Shady Side, I
That's
apologize.
his spot. And this was before my special lady friend knew me. So I was in there with my friends. And I was ordering a drink at the bar. And this guy next to me says, "Oh, you're going to want to order a better drink than that." And I said, "All right, sure. Whatever." So I spent $2 more. He said, "That's a great decision." Little did I know, that was Bill Peduto. If I would have known that, I would have gave him a drink. I said, "You look
So,
really
do you
familiar."
think when we have Ed Gainey on the podcast, this is going to be a point of contention between you two?
If I meet Mr. Gainey at a bar, I'm sure we'll be cool.
That's what I'm saying. I believe that
No hate.
you know, we've always tried to avoid politics on this podcast, but between our connections with
I
the
don't think
mayor,
that's necessarily true.
we've tried. I didn't say
We
we
tried,
succeeded.
yeah.
Okay.
John Fetterman, who
There it is.
was at Bike Ride for Black Lives.
He was at it because we drove past him. He was exercising,
He
the
was
big boy.
he was at it.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He
Yeah.
was at it.
Yeah.
He was
That
a
counts.
participant. We should have thrown a shirt at him.
Man, what things have you been at?
Well,
Just,
apparently
just
everything.
like a lot of things.
All
like,
right, now,
I've been in a
now,
police car chase
Yeah.
by just being on the highway.
I was
Let
on
me
the highway.
get controversial with you, Charles, before we delve into who you are as a human. Thoughts on Pittsburgh Dad?
Oh, he is actually. You could quote me.
Oh,
Pittsburgh
no.
Dad is a real life Jag. Real
Okay.
life.
He's a jag.
He thinks he's the Michael Keaton of Pittsburgh.
And where
He's
did you run
clearly
into
not.
where did you run
He
into
thinks
this?
he's the Jeff Goldblum of Pittsburgh.
Where did you run into it? He is no Michael Keaton.
No, Michael Keaton. He was at Punxsutawney. He was at Groundhog's Day.
Clarks were playing, I assume.
No, probably not.
No, Donnie Ayers.
They couldn't afford Donnie. so
They
had to
couldn't
play
afford Donnie.
play the Clarks.
They played the
Man.
Clarks. Okay, so and what was your run in with him if it's PG-13 or lower?
No, it's really not even that cool of a story.
Oh, okay.
Groundhog's Day. My best friend's girlfriend, her dad is like the mayor of Punxsutawney. So we got into the inner circle with the guys wearing the top hats and stuff like that. And
That is the
Inner
Illuminati
circle.
inner
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
Yes,
Illuminati of
absolutely.
Punxsutawney.
Yes.
yeah, and so I mean, drinks all around, campfire food. You know, they were chanting some things, and then fireworks were going off, and we hear this guy behind us. I'm like, hey, this guy sounds like a typical Pittsburgh Dad guy. He might be Pittsburgh Dad. Turn around, Pittsburgh Dad. Later on in the night, he asked questions that only my friend's girlfriend can answer because she's part of the Illuminati. And then he gives her sass and doesn't believe her. So,
You think he's a dingus?
yeah, he's a dingus.
All right. Well, dingus is all around here today. So what I really want to talk about, CJ, tell us, CJ. You know, the first Jurassic Park came out. You were hatched during the film.
Yeah. I think I was hatched 2 years
Which
before.
raptor were you?
Yeah.
The one in the back with the
Yeah.
pod on its head?
Yeah, I saw
I'm
the
very
pod
proud
on
of
it.
that joke because I
Yeah.
got a good laugh from the crowd here.
Yeah.
So
That was pretty good.
just outside of a small suburb of Slippery Rock, PA,
Oh my
Blackhawk,
God.
PA.
Yeah, it's a little far from that, but that's close.
Born and raised there.
Yeah.
Blackhawk football alum.
Yeah.
Bassist.
Basis for
What band?
the band Sunday Brunch. We're making a reunion tour. The band formerly known as Sunday Brunch called Second Helping. So that's exciting news.
Okay.
Yeah. 15 years later.
Were you guys Velvet Underground fans?
No.
Okay, because you should. They have a song called "Sunday Morning" to end their first album.
We were driving past a Ponderosa, and it said Sunday Brunch, and we made a joke on our school bus. And that was our name forever.
There it is.
That's how bands get
Can we
names.
find it on SoundCloud, Spotify,
It's probably on. You probably just go to LimeWire.
MySpace?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll find it on MySpace. So then you move on to Slippery Rock University after you hatch from Blackhawk.
I went to 4 schools.
Yes, this is correct. I let me step back. Tell the story.
Yeah. So I had hopes of going to Duquesne University because I thought it was cool. Little did I know it was $1 billion a year.
It's not cheap.
Not cheap. Life happened. Had to leave. Worked for a semester at a YMCA, and that's how I actually got into this.
That's right. My cousin was almost your boss.
Almost.
Almost.
Antonio Williams was my boss before.
Yes.
And then your cousin.
My cousin Chris. Good
And then I
dude.
left. I went to CCBC. Then I went to Duquesne again. Went to CCAC. Then went to Slippery Rock.
Now, is CCAC a step up from CCBC academically?
It seems all about the same.
All college is the same.
It's all
right,
expensive.
So you end up at Slippery Rock. You meet the one and only great Mike Kelly.
Mike Kelly and Zach Patterson.
Zach Patterson of
Yeah.
now Hampton
Hampton
offense coordinator.
Hampton offensive coordinator. Mike Kelly, married. Now he's a military strength
Stay-at-home
conditioning
dad,
guy.
basically.
Stay-at-home dad.
That's
Yeah.
what his wife tells him.
Yeah. Interned, made my own position at Slippery Rock
With Zach Patterson,
with Zach
who
Patterson.
we need to put on the podcast. today.
Yeah, he should have been the guest today, actually. It created my own internship because the professors were too snooty and said you had to get an internship somewhere else. So I said, I'll make this here and then find somewhere else. So I worked with a football team for a year and a half
With Zach, who's the man.
with Zach. And now I find out that they created a position for that position. So I'm the grandfather of that, and they better throw me some kickbacks.
They should.
I think I'm
Okay,
owed royalties.
So where did you end up after this?
The Ohio State University
How
with
did you end up there?
Mickey Marotti.
What was your connection?
Ambridge. Mickey's from Ambridge.
He is from Ambridge.
He loves pizza, police station pizza.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, I actually have never had it.
It's
so I'm
fantastic.
slacking.
His
I'm slacking.
uncle, who recently passed away, used to be my barber. He was 94 and had the shakes, and he would straight edge your neck like
Yeah.
this.
And he's
Old
still
time
kicking.
guy. No, he died.
Mix the man. He actually remembered me like 4 years ago at a conference. Like,
Really?
Oh yeah, I remember. So he actually does kind of remember people.
He's always treated me well.
Yeah.
For a big name in the industry.
Yeah, huge name. Probably one of the
Probably one of the top 3 or 4.
one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worked with Urban Meyer, who I won't say anything about on this podcast.
No.
No, not a
Great coach at Ohio
His mom
State.
said, "You have nothing nice to say."
Correct. Correct.
Okay,
Some
so
off-field issues.
you finished
Yeah.
at
But-
Ohio
But
State,
yeah.
and then what?
And then I, through Zach Patterson, got a hookup with the old Todd Hammer himself at RMU my first
That
go
dude.
around as an intern.
That dude.
Intern for what, 6 months, 8
Who
months?
was there at the time? Who'd you come in with?
A quiet kid. There's a quiet kid. Logan and Paul K
Logan and Paul, good
and
dudes.
Ryan were the
Talk to Paul this weekend.
Ryan were the GAs. I think Ryan was part time at the time or something.
Ryan's
like that.
killing it.
Ryan's killing it now.
Killing the game.
Shredded like
Shredded
a
up.
Julian Caesar salad.
Bodybuilder.
Ryan Nosak.
No sack.
Been on the pod, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guest of the pod. Just trying to give context clues to the
Yes.
people at home.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Okay, so you went on and you went and worked for a friend of mine after this, correct? Was that correct? No.
I worked with Nitro.
Nitro of the WWE.
Nitro was my. He's the head minor leagues coordinator for the New York Mets.
I don't think he's there anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
Was, and his actual name was. He said, "Please call me Nitro." So I don't know what his real name was.
I have and you'll appreciate this. Any I don't like anyone who nicknames themselves after an animal or anything that I've played in a video game. Like I would hit the nitro button on that old race go-kart game. So I don't know the man, but not a big fan.
He actually sounded like the the guy from The Matrix, Lawrence Washburn. Was that it?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fishborn.
Fishborn.
Yeah,
Close.
Yeah.
And he hung the poster over him because everyone said he looked and sounded like him, and he loved him.
I pictured a white dude with blonde hair.
No,
Oh,
nope, just tall, big
wow.
Mormon black guy.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I like him a little more, but I
Yeah.
don't like any football coach who names themselves after an animal.
Fair.
Okay.
So I was with
I wanted
them
to plug that one.
on my second day there. They were like, "Hey, go over to the big league side and go help out." So I had to train 2 dudes, and I forget the one guy, but the other guy was David Wright. So
You
on my
forget
second
the
day
other
there,
guy.
yeah, they were 2 old heads, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" It's like just train them, and they were actually the nicest dudes I ever met. They were way easier to work with than the young high school kids or
Robert
the
Morris
foreigners
football guys.
or Robert Morris football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so I remember the Mets. I remember what happened here. So I'm not going to ruin it for the listeners. But what happened next? Where did you end up? I remember because it was a weird transition time.
Weird transition because after we did 2 spring trainings, the big leagues, full season, and then the short season, and then I took my team to Kingsport, Tennessee. Which you ever get a chance, keep driving through.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. It's just the mecca of Long John Silvers and Piggly Wigglies. or whatever.
Hardee's.
Yeah, Hardee's and Cane's.
I was kidding, but okay,
Yeah,
Hardee's.
yeah, things like that. You'll find
Okay.
them.
Arby's.
So I mean, it was cool, but in 65 days we played 62 games.
Woo!
So there was a lot of travel back and forth, bus
My
travel.
man.
And I had to shuttle the guys over every morning in a van and take them to a ma and pa gym, and that's where we trained out of.
Yeah, how do you train guys if they have a game every day?
Yeah, there was a schedule of the pitchers that would go, and then we'd have a specific thing for them, and
And how many dudes did not speak English?
most of them spoke rough English. There was
Okay.
maybe 20% that barely spoke.
100%.
So actually, at the time, I had an okay Spanish. It was definitely street Spanish, not real proper Spanish. The Venezuelan and Dominican guys always got into fights with the Puerto Rican guys, stuff like that, because their Spanish was obviously not as good as their Spanish. So they told me not to listen. It was mostly a bunch of swear words and
They just messed with you.
smack talk. Yeah, but I could put a sentence together. Now, not so much.
Okay.
So I should buff up on that.
So you're with the Mets for about a year.
With
Or
the Mets for about a
summer,
season.
season.
Yeah, season. And then a spot opens up to go back to school to get my master's at Morehead State University
With
with the antithesis of ham,
he is the 180, 100.
Yeah.
They couldn't be more opposite of me.
Matt Rhodes, who's the man.
Good
Matt Rhodes
dude.
is the man. I don't know if he's still there or not.
He is.
I should
just
text
checked.
him. Really?
Yeah, because I saw someone else was working basketball. Whatever. Yes. He is.
He got real into strength and conditioning real late in the game because he played at Arizona
With Jim Wendler.
with Jim Wendler, a 5'3" guy. You know 5'3" guy?
Whoa.
5'3".
That's like I mean, that was like the Bible strength and conditioning 5 years
We'll get you a
ago.
book.
Oh, okay.
It's
I know the
important.
editor.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Played football at Arizona. I think a minute for a training camp in the NFL, and then played arena football. Broke his neck or so. Oh no, I'm thinking about Bill Goldberg now. They look the same. So Matt Rhodes looks like Goldberg.
Okay.
No, he looks like a sloppy Goldberg.
No, well,
Yeah.
I'm sure back in the day he wasn't sloppy. He's still pretty, put together. But Morehead State,
I'm not saying he's sloppy, but compared to Goldberg,
I lived in a trailer.
I lived in a trailer at Citadel, but
Rent was $200 a month. That's a win. That's a win.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
win.
you're from Beaver County.
Yeah,
Nothing against our Beaver County friends. It was a joke.
yeah. They won't find you. They don't leave, so they won't find you.
That was a Swickley joke too.
Work.
by the way.
Yeah, that's a high rich guy
Yeah,
joke.
Swickley, la-di-da.
Hmm. We were driving and there's a BMW in the parking lot today, and in the back of the BMW parking lot, the license plate. Guess what it said? It said, "I'm a boss." Clearly, that person is a loser.
It's like the person who
Hey.
has.
If you have to put a tag on it that says,
What
"Hey,
if,
look at
what
me,"
if, what if
what if?
it was a very specific wrestler's
Ooh.
vanity plate?
probably not though.
You don't know. You don't know where Mercedes is at.
Hold on, real quick. I will always say, if you ever share a meme about you're a lion and others are sheeps, you're a loser. Because if you have to tell me you're a lion, are you a lion? Are you really?
You got to tell me
I
that
don't
you're a
think
big,
I've ever
that you're a
claimed
man.
You don't have to
lion.
tell me you're the boss to be the boss. That's all I'm saying.
I've never claimed to be a lion. Not
I'm
once.
Well, you're a sheep.
sheeple.
I'm like the dumb sheep
Yeah.
that gets caught
You're
in the
the
back
dumb
of the
sheep in the
back.
back.
Yes.
He's drunk.
It's okay.
Yeah. Hammered
Alright.
sheep doing
So
circles.
you're working for Matt Rhodes. He's blind.
Matt Rhodes calls me one day and says, "You might be the new head strength coach at Morehead State," because he had some. He
He was
has
legally
some like
blind, right? Or
close.
Because I remember he drove me once without glasses on in a rainstorm across Virginia
Yeah.
with
He
bald tires.
he definitely had some health issues, and towards the end of my time there, he had to go to like the hospital for stuff. Found out he was okay. I think he's still alive and kicking clearly,
Yeah, he is.
but
He's at a healthy body weight. This is good.
yeah. But Morehead State is not a place It was a really cool time there. Definitely.
What is that town most famous for?
Probably currently, I don't know this woman's name. She's the person that wouldn't sign the wedding papers for the
For the gay couples.
gay couple to get married.
Yes.
And then all those backlash came. It was like 2015,
About 10 years ago. No.
16.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
So
It was all over the news. You'd remember it, Josh. It was a big news story.
Big.
But yeah, so you're at Morehead. You leave Morehead, and where do you go next?
get a call. This is important to remember that people that you used to work with get other jobs too. The intern that I used to work with at Ohio State became the head strength coach at Youngstown State. And then he called me up, or I applied. I reached out to him, and then he called me up, and then we had an interview. Boom, boom, boom. That's when Bo Pelini was there, and worked at Youngstown State for 2 years. Went to the national championship for D1AA. Got smoked by James Madison, and then we got. We didn't play North Dakota State. We played RMU played North Dakota State, and
Yeah.
holy smokes, North Dakota State is like a real deal.
Well, I
Well,
mean, Trey Lance just went in the top 5.
Well,
Yeah.
North Dakota State. Robert Morris got smoked by him like 5 years in a row.
Yeah, but they
Was it-
packed the stadium.
The first time
The
Ham,
first time they were winning in the second half, the playoff game.
right,
Robert Morris was beating North Dakota
Right,
State.
right.
That was their first of 5 straight national championships.
right.
And then North Dakota State scored like 28
They
points.
laughed.
It was like they scored 28 points in like 3 minutes.
Right. I remember going in at half because I was there, and I remember going in at halftime into the locker room, and they're all looking around like, "This is gonna happen." And it was at that moment I knew it wasn't gonna
Yep,
happen.
and,
That's one of those games where like eventually
Yeah.
the better team eventually.
I wonder
gotta be
if
quicker
Carson
than that.
Wentz was there at that point. Did we watch a young Carson Wentz?
I believe it was either that year because
it
Robert
might have
Morris
been
I
the
think
next
played
year.
him like 4 out of 5 years.
Oh wow, poor
Yeah,
poor
so-
Robert
yeah.
Morris.
Yeah,
but-
was that a money game or no?
No, that was the
You-
playoff game.
yeah, just
That was
He's got-
round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You just got stomped on for fun.
Bobby Moe versus North Dakota State, and
Yeah.
that was before North Dakota State was North Dakota State. That was their first.
right. They were
national
starting to
championship.
become
Yes,
the
that was their first
powerhouse
national
that they are known
championship.
of now.
they
Yeah.
didn't even sell that game out. It
Whoa.
was close, but it wasn't a true sell.
They had like choreographed chants. They had a cheering section.
yeah,
Oh,
by the time
yeah.
you went out with that,
They all
run.
wear the big bison coats.
Yep.
But it's called the bison.
Yeah.
I
So-
remember
Yeah, it's
like
not called bison. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
being very intimidated by a large drunk man wearing no shirt but just a bison coat that had like the horns in the snoot on it, and he's like, "Hey, Pittsburgh!" And like I made the mistake, young Josh, of turning around
course,
and looking
yeah,
at him,
Yeah.
and he goes,
That's me.
"You guys are gonna die here!" And I just like
Cold.
turned back to the sideline, and like one of the coaches was like, "Don't turn around again."
Don't turn
and I was
around
like, "Yeah,
again."
no problem."
Yeah. And we died there. So,
So
And then we did
after
die.
Youngstown State, you end up where?
I end up back in the good graces of Todd
Robert-
Hammerland.
No,
He was
Robert
really
Morris.
excited to get to that part.
Yeah.
Robert Morris land.
Yeah, he tried to pull that one quick. Yeah, because times that were changing at RMU. I think at the time we were working out in a weight room the size of this room.
It was about we took ceiling tiles out so you could do a pull up and your head would go through the ceiling.
Yeah,
tile.
I'm definitely there was probably asbestos in there.
Not that. Yeah, there's no question.
And that year we had was there 3 weight rooms that year or 2?
Well, we had the temporary weight room, 3 weight rooms that year.
Yeah, so there was 3 weight rooms
The
that
final weight room was awesome.
year. Yeah,
That was nice. We had
Yeah.
all of Jefferson.
the old what gym rec center
Yeah.
for Robert Morris.
We
They
took over the
turned
old
it.
rec center because we got thrown out of our building. But I would tell you this: I personally took their racks apart 1, 2, 3, 4 times and moved them, and personally took the floor apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
All without tearing your bicep, Curtis.
All without tearing a
Oh.
bicep. But we got to have biceps to tear. So
But the leadership that I had, like my boss was so on top of things there. Yes, I'm going to go off for a second here, Josh. He was so on top of things that he was there with us in the trenches taking those racks apart.
yeah. Nope.
Sorry. Okay, back to serious
It was
stuff.
just us. It was just us.
They didn't care who did it.
No, and Fawn was there with us.
Fawny was there, and little Leah.
Little
the
Leah
kid-
was there.
the
We should
kid
have got Leah
joined
on
us.
this podcast. What we were doing.
Yeah, wow.
She'd get starstruck.
She's up in New Hampshire or something.
Yeah. Crushed the football team there. Hammer unfortunately had to leave. He took a hiatus.
I got fired.
And then I called Ham. I said, "Well, what do I do?" Ham called me. He said, "I'm on my way to train actually." And Ham calls me again. Yeah. I won't be lifting today. I got fired. It was like on Tuesday morning.
We were finishing mass. It was the last week.
Yeah. So I was like, "What do I do?"
So you're telling me in about like a year and a half, I'm gonna sit down and do this podcast, and as I walk into the
Whoa!
gym,
It took 12 years for that to happen.
Oh,
So
okay, I'm
we got
sorry.
a good 10-year run
okay,
here.
10 years
got
years
decade
from now
left.
when I'm
Yeah.
old and broken, and
More.
Ham is basically dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
Then you are a rock star somewhere else
Oh.
and
yeah.
leave us far behind.
You
There's
and
a good
Ethan are-
chance.
You and Ethan are on tour
Yeah, that's the real goal here.
as Monday afternoon prune juice.
Yeah, and just disappear into the background.
Okay, so what happened? So I remember the phone call because I called you. I was like, hey, listen, can't train today. Got fired. You
Yeah.
said, what do I do? My advice to you is keep your job
Yeah,
one
don't
way or
get
another.
fired.
Don't be like me.
So then we had a meeting with like not the big boss, but the second big boss, and he sat me down to tell me like the idea. He was like, "Yeah, we thought about actually firing everybody," and I was like, "Alrighty then." Yeah. He said, "We decided, someone has to stay here and like lead the troops," and I was like, "Well, that's good."
Basically, he said you're last man standing.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah."
Somebody got to row the boat.
Yeah, someone still needs to paddle. So so I stuck around, and I stuck around for the new guy that came in, Rob Day. He was from like Shippensburg, a few other like D2
Yeah.
schools, played
He
lacrosse.
played lacrosse at Lynchburg.
Lynchburg,
I knew that.
I believe so, yeah.
Good guy, Rob.
And they got a brand new weight room soon after. I think we were in the works of
Yeah,
putting a
we're-
new one together. And then they got a brand new weight room in the Sewell Center,
the new UPMC event
the
center.
new UPMC
I heard they
event
sold
center.
it out last year.
Oh,
That was a joke because there were no fans last year.
yeah. Pretty similar to how usually RMU games are. Sorry, team.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I was actually there when they had hockey still. was there when they had hockey. I was actually there when they had a men's lacrosse coach.
Oh, he left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
he's
for
from-
him. Off
he's a
to,
Utah.
off to Utah. He's a Ute.
So I got
Was
to see.
it still Bear, or was that somebody else
Now
by
Bears'
that point?
old assistant McMinn,
Oh, okay.
who
Yeah.
built a nice
Right.
program.
Yeah.
He won some games.
Was Bear a good guy to you guys? I always liked Bear.
Yeah, but I got along well with Bear.
I never worked with them.
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah.
I felt like he was a very good organizer, probably not a good X and O's coach. But
Oh, I
if you're a
don't
good organizer and put the right people in position, you don't have to be a great X.
Yeah, I know nothing about his coaching, just how he treated lonely
good
little
dude.
video guy was pretty good.
I spent
You gotta
quite a
take
few
care of the little
days
people.
Right.
in his garage drinking moonshine with him.
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because Bear is his legitimate name.
Wow.
Well, yeah, and he's kind of
Yeah.
like a redneck dude for a
Yeah.
lacrosse coach.
That's not.
He went on a good success with. He was with the Columbus professional team, and,
Yeah.
and then the league decided to
fold.
cut that team.
Oh.
They didn't fold the league; they just dropped like 4 teams, and Columbus
Oh.
was one of them. Which is funny
Poor
because
Bear.
Columbus is a, but whatever.
Okay.
So, I leave. You're
Yep.
there by yourself.
Still there
You're
for a
there with
little bit.
Rob. You guys are coaching, and you pick up a part-time job. Where at?
Oh yeah.
You did that
Well,
actually.
no.
You had a part-time job even while you were.
I was
when I was
at the Union Fitness
the U, we call it.
before I came to RMU.
Yes.
That
Yes.
time with old Casey and Lindsay and Ryan and Alexa. No,
yeah,
Alexa wasn't there.
well, She joined later,
Yeah, she
Alexa.
joined
but
later.
what's her name was here?
Allie.
Allie.
Yeah. So those were the.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was here before Ryan.
Ethan.
Ethan
Was
Ethan's
here?
like the staple. He's a. Freaking,
He's the old head.
yeah, he is the dirty head of the group for sure. So I was here part time. Powerful with CJ was a thing.
We had a class called Powerful with CJ,
Yeah. The only downfall was I was the only one that could teach it.
and that's why I got rid of it.
Yeah. So makes more sense now, but selfishly, probably one of the cooler classes we ever had.
Memories, like.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was singing songs.
Uh,
So then you're at Robert Morris. You're working here part time.
working part-time.
Some dingus takes over this place.
Tides turn again. And I'm already here, so I didn't get rehired. But he just gave me a boost. He elevated me to a higher
I'm
creed
so
song.
tall,
You
I can do
earned-
that.
Let's say you earned a boost.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
That would be better.
Yeah.
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 I hate that I'm both compliance and producer.
You know, I got
It's a tough position to be in.
got a little boost. And
Yeah,
now
all right.
I'm like the chameleon, hype man, strength coach, expertise boot camp, go get 'em guy, face of Union.
And
Face
you've
that
also,
runs the place.
I
Face
mean,
that
you
runs
have
the
brought
place.
us all, on the sports performance side. We now have Chatham's athletic department.
Got him.
We have Point Park's athletic department.
Yeah. Cody's
we
killing
have,
it.
a prep school football team we're training.
Yeah.
So we're we're trying to,
We went from
diversify.
one-
We do
We went from one college team to
Like-
7, 8, 9,
over 10.
like a dozen
Yes.
in
In a year.
in a COVID year too.
In
Yeah.
a COVID year.
So that's pretty big time. So, I
So
think
on the
sky's
side,
limit.
you're doing a little moonlighting. Do you want to talk about your moonlighting job?
Moonlighting. I make salsa. I program, and then we also work with Pine Richland football right now. Little hot water over there, but
Yeah, I know. You were worried about talking about Urban Myers. That's the one that's really got the hot
it's like a
stove.
hot tub. Listen,
Yeah.
so, a little moonlighting for CJ, which I'm a big fan of. Hey, if you can do it, do it. And, we have some friends who said, we're in a need of some assistance here. We, obviously, there's the last coach was let go, who I've met a handful of times, and I have nothing but respect for him. And I guess I was told I knew the last strength coach. I don't remember.
yeah, I think you
recall.
played ball at Pitt. For a minute.
Yeah,
He was in
I
the
don't recall
military.
him, but I hear he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And they needed some help,
Yeah.
and they brought us, mainly CJ in to do that.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the gentleman who made it happen has now resigned. So we're
So we're gonna see what
that goes.
happens.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
hopefully we can stick around because I think it's pretty beneficial for the kids to have like an actual strength coach. Because I know in high school, our
Well, I
strength
don't.
coaches meant well,
Yeah.
but they were just like football guys. They were like, pick this up and hoist it above your head. You know?
However you want.
Yeah, however you want. Now do some curls at the end, push-ups. All right, go catch some balls. So
Yes.
I think the guys seem to be really enjoying it. Hopefully we can build more onto it and maybe even dive into the youth training aspect of things. Because I think it'll be beneficial for the growth if they're especially trying to get to college or just teach them a thing or two about
Right.
life.
We kind of covered you professionally. I got one big one here for you. Ready for it?
Yes.
Big question. You can go back 15 years. You
I would
right
be 15 years old.
now. You go back 15 years, and you can tell a young Charles something, piece of advice, some knowledge, something that young Charles needs
Yeah.
to traverse through this life. What is it?
Bring back the sports almanac and tell them what to bet on.
That is the best answer I've
Yeah.
heard.
I don't think I would I don't think I would really change much. It's weird to think about if you change one thing, how different everything could have been.
Me and Tenzing just watched that Simpsons episode the other night where Homer goes back in time and he kills a mosquito and he comes back and Flanders is president.
Right?
And
never
that-
know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy where I am right now. So,
So you're not going to kill the mosquito if I send you back to
Not gonna-
prehistoric times.
maybe
like
I
when
would
was
have
young.
maybe I would have tried to find Josh earlier to shake his hand. Apparently we were at RMU at the same time.
Yeah, we were around each other quite a bit, a couple
So-
of times.
And I don't think I even stumbled
Well,
into you
maybe
once.
you
Yeah.
two would have become enemies.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because you were also here when I shot the original promos for Union Fitness.
Was I?
Yeah,
No?
you were training. I don't think you were working here, but you were training.
Okay.
Like, wow, total blank. We were doing a big thing for Fit Pittsburgh, and Casey was like invited all of his cool, strong-looking friends. And you
So I
got
definitely
invited for
wasn't
that.
in that one then.
I'm pretty sure you were, bud.
Bob.
Maybe I could have been in the background.
Yeah.
So, all right, last
Learning.
one I got for you. What does the future hold for Mr. Charles Edward Jasper?
I think we're gonna just dominate Pittsburgh, take over the Pittsburgh athletic scene, probably travel a lot more, make some salsa, go to some shows. Just got Andrew WK tickets, pretty excited about it. The Pixies got
Pixies
canceled,
canceled.
sad. To explore the world. train some stuff, have some laughs. As my big friend the Lebowski say, we can go to Kahuna Burger, grab some burgers, have a few laughs, and I'll be good, dude. That's my life mantra.
Well, as my good friend me has said, CJ, I just wanted to let people hear your story.
Yeah.
Because we don't delve into your story enough. As a guy who's had very popular classes here, clients have loved him. People have spoken highly of you. And the reason, as we talked about, CJ went from that part-time position to that full-time position is because he did earn it.
Hashtag grinding.
Grinding. Stop grinding, everyone, and start enjoying your life. And I think CJ does that, and we appreciate that. With that
Sure
said,
do.
that is our show for today. It is the CJ special.
Yeah, let's do one on Josh next time.
Oh, let's not.
I think that's a set. I think it's good.
Let's
Josh's nickname is the Cowboy.
maybe.
Old Spurs.
Let's plug some stuff we got coming up, Siege.
Things we have coming up. Friday, the 27th.
I'm checking dates.
The 27th. Federal
got it
Galley.
here.
Union Fitness. Boot camp and open mic night. 6 p.m. boot camp with some of your faves.
Videotape it.
Going straight to 7 p.m. open mic night where Josh, Ham, Siege, and Ethan are going to lay down some tasty flute tracks. Come to see it.
Maybe kazoo tracks.
Yeah,
I don't know about
kazoo.
the flute.
Kazoo tracks.
Yeah.
And that one's free 99. Free.
Okay.
Free to
Free.
everyone. So you all should be there.
He'll buy you a beer.
Yeah. Yep.
So you don't have to be a Union Fitness member to go. You can bring your
No.
non-union
Sign a
friends.
waiver, rock
Non-union,
and roll,
sign it,
work
come
out,
Sweet.
have a
Party.
beer.
That sounds fun.
Another thing you don't have to be a member of is our last final boot camp at Wiggle Whiskey. in
Last
the
and
Strip.
final.
Yeah, last and final there for now. And that one is Sunday, the 29th at 10 a.m. This one you do have to buy tickets for at wigglewhiskey.com, but you get one free cocktail. Well, a cocktail from the ticket, a boot camp, and 10% of your ticket goes to Daniel Strong, which is our good friend
Mary
Mary
Beth and
Beth.
Bobby.
and Bobby. Their son needs a
Kidney.
kidney transplant.
Yes, they
He's
just had
kicking
their
butt.
second child. She is actually a strength coach at University of Pittsburgh, and he is a former college strength coach.
Yeah. So the charity, the boot camp's really for them and their son, and then you just get a drink and have fun with us. But you should definitely be there Sunday, the 29th at 10 a.m. Sign up on
10
Wiggle.
a.m. Sign up. Other than that, meet
And
September 11th.
There it is.
Don't forget the Kabuki Open, September 11th.
The
100
Kabuki
lifters, 2 platform meet, first time in the history of Union Fitness. We will have Which Donut Company?
Valkyrie Donuts.
Valkyrie Donuts. My dude Marcus with his donuts will be here.
His homie trains here.
We
yeah.
will have the bar rolled over from Federal. If you're
Galley.
lifting, I recommend not visiting the bar prior to your lifts.
Maybe one
Unless
shot.
the deadlift.
Maybe one shot.
Your third and final deadlift.
I'm
Yeah.
going to stay off it, but hey, if you're not lifting, buy a beer from Federal. Enjoy the beautiful sunny days that we've been having for our meets.
It's going to be
And
a party.
we will be streaming that one
Ooh.
on the YouTube page.
Commentating?
We have to talk about the commentary part of it because we play music out loud and then we get flagged on YouTube.
And no one knows, this is just signed this. Foo Fighters are performing there.
Oh, yeah, so Foo Fighters probably would let us, like, commentate over their set. They probably wouldn't have a problem with that.
Nope.
Make sure you tag the Foo Fighters and inform them they'll be
Yeah,
performing
let
there.
them know they have a show.
Hey, Dave Grohl, got a
Yeah.
show.
Yes.
We're
His
at,
mom's from Pittsburgh.
His mom is from Pittsburgh.
No,
mom's
place.
from Pittsburgh,
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
then we got this. It is the Foo Fighters opening for the Clarks.
For the
'cause
Clarks.
it's
That
Pittsburgh.
sounds right.
Opening for Donnie.
It's Pittsburgh. Yeah. Well, it
yes.
goes Foo Fighters, Clarks.
Actually,
Donnie
I
Iris.
heard Wiz Khalifa might be there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Just playing black and yellow. for
All I
sounds.
know is there's only one man in Union Fitness who has performed on stage with a Pittsburgh rapper.
Ethan.
Ethan.
Oh, okay.
That's an easy one.
Just look up on the QED archives. You'll find
I
it.
thought maybe Tyler had opened.
No,
Somewhere.
Ethan
Maybe,
drummed
yeah.
for Frizzy.
Oh, yeah, Frizzy.
Don't know him.
He's a Pittsburgh rapper. Don't
My
know.
hair's
Okay.
frizzy.
All right.
Well, with that, we do appreciate you listening to the Union Fitness Podcast. This special, awesome, great CJ special.
The Wizards.
The story of the
Union.
Wizard, Charles Edward Jasper. Tell him not to ride a motorcycle. They're dangerous.
Ooh,
Keep
too
it on
late.
4 wheels. Keep it on a Kia, not a motorcycle.
A Kia
we love you
motorcycle.
all. Thank you for joining us at the Union Fitness Podcast. Thank you, Josh, for being such a patient producer.
Lassoing us in.
Thank you, CJ, for
Don't go
having
too
such a
far.
unique life.
Unique New York.
Love y'all. Peace. Be safe.
Bye.